Go. All right, welcome guys. We are doing themed tiles this week. Themed tiles. So you should have done your brainstorm last week. You should have come up with all kinds of ideas to make a themed tile. So themed tiles can look very simplistic. This is actually fairly simplistic as well. Or they can be very, very, very complicated. Okay, very complicated. And the idea is that there is a common theme that goes with your 2 or possibly 3 tiles. Does that make sense? So there's a common theme. It's a fish, yeah? The other idea is that it's a relief. A relief. What is a relief? Anyone? Yeah. You can take clay out or add clay to it. Add clay to it. So a relief is kind of a 3D thing. So here's the Eiffel Tower, if I'm doing it right. So there's the Eiffel Tower, okay? There's a common theme, it's the Eiffel Tower. If I'm doing it right, it all kind of goes together. So relief, we're adding clay to it or we're taking clay away. And the big idea is that, not next week because you are in 3, 4, 6 next week, but the week after, we're gonna make clay flat, about this big. And we're gonna roll it and we're gonna make slab vessels. Okay? But Mr. Casper, we've only learned how to do pinch pots. Correct. So today we're learning how to make clay flat. That's the big idea for today, is making clay flat. So eventually when I say go, you're going to need to grab your board. You're going to need to grab your Pokemon or your needle tool. You'll need to grab a rolling pin. And you're going to need to grab 2 what I'm going to call dowels. Dowels. Your dowels should match the thickness. Your dowel should match thickness, okay? You're also gonna need a ruler. Eventually, I don't have enough for everyone, so just kind of borrow them between them. And obviously, you're gonna need clay. So whenever I start with clay, I always kind of wedge it a little bit. This is called wedging. You can wedge it on a board. It's just kind of getting it all clean and neat. If there's any air pockets, it kind of helps get the air pockets out. And once we get to kind of a nice piece of clay, we're now going to start making it flat. So how do we make it flat? I will start usually by just kind of making it a pancake. And you don't want to get it too thin anywhere, but you don't want it like a big thick ball and to try to start rolling into it. So you take your clay, you put it down on your board, you put down your dowels, you grab your rolling pin, and just like it sounds, you start to roll it out. Okay? So that's my first roll. Pretty good, right? Now, in order to do it well, I'm going to turn it sideways. And it's going to fit perfectly, but I can cut off some of the sides if I need to get it to get where the dowels fit better. But I'm going to turn it sideways. And I'm going to roll it the other direction. And notice I'm standing. If I was sitting down, I don't get anywhere near the pressure that I do when I'm standing. So boom, we've got some flat clay. All right, we've got some flat clay. We're now going to measure this because our themed tiles need to be 4 inches by 4 inches. So pick a spot, measure out our 4 inches, turn the ruler, measure out our 4 inches, and then we turn it to make it square. And we turn it to make it square, and we connect the dots. Bada boom, boom, boom. We have our themed tile. Now this is a tile. We haven't done anything. There isn't a theme to it yet. So at this point, we need to add some clay. We need to take some clay away to make it pop into something cool. Questions on what you're doing? Questions on what you're doing?
Well, since I couldn't really see, so you just cut it from where you rolled it, right?
Yep.
It was hard to see, so.
You're fine. Yeah, I use the Pokemon, and I literally, I'll hold this up for everybody. I cut it out from where the clay was. All right? Other questions? All right? Grab your board, grab the rolling pins are up here. The dowels are up here. Grab your Pokemon and get going. So let's start with over here.